mountain biking, a sport filled with multiple disciplines, where typically speed reigns supreme.
Look at the time! 3 seconds up!
But not here in Utah. This is Red Bull Rampage, the world's ultimate freeride event, where men and women, riders from every discipline, come from all over the world to make their mark on mountain biking's biggest stage. Here, you need the whole package. Style, creativity, technical ability, and amplitude. That's what we call going big out here in the desert.
Zeke has done it!
One false move, and it can be all over. But with the right moves, you will be immortalized amongst the legends. Welcome to the 2024 Red Bull Rampage, where the mountain bike world descends on the desert.
It is a magical day in the mountains of southern Utah to be making history. This landscape, of course, a place synonymous with progression here in freeride mountain biking. And today, 8 of the world's best women, proud to call themselves freeride mountain bikers, have earned the right to now call themselves Red Bull Rampage athletes. Hey everybody, Salema Masekela here. You can feel the excitement as the crowds are packing in here for this history-making day. And to quote Caitlin Simmers, professional surfer, after her win at Pipeline, today, Rampage is for the girls. These last 5 years have really marked progression towards this moment through video parts and events like Red Bull Formation. And now these 8 ladies in the start gate are excited to be a part of this history. Robin Goomes from New Zealand, Casey Brown from Canada, Vinny Armstrong, followed by Georgia Astle, Vero Sandler, Vaea Verbeeck, Chelsea Kimball, and from Argentina, Camila Noguera, who unfortunately had a terrible crash earlier this week and will be unable to compete. In this inaugural year here at Red Bull Rampage with a brand new venue, there comes excitement and, of course, the trepidation and challenges as these women are now tasked to create their lines for the very first time with these 3-person dig teams. So much pressure and desire to rise to this occasion towards this competition. And the women and their teams, they have truly learned how to move mountains.
We're in Virgin, Utah. We are dig day 1 for the women. We're about to head up and start figuring out our line.
The walk up to scout lines was so exciting because it's a brand new venue.
I'm stoked that we're gonna build our own lines from zero.
With that comes a lot of challenges, deciding on something, number 1, that will work, and number 2, something that is gonna take the right amount of time to build.
We have 5 days of straight building, and then we have 3 days that are gonna be building and riding.
It's really not that much time.
We all get 3 diggers each. They basically gotta move mountains.
Some of the bigger builds, I think people are feeling the pressure.
Come help with the trick jump, would that be cool?
There's a lot of hard work going on out there.
We're learning so much every hour that goes by. We're all like good friends, we're all pushing each other, we're all progressing together.
We're even protective glasses on for this work.
How are we gonna name it?
Names for things, maybe like the clothesline.
The clothesline.
Or the laundry chute.
The laundry chute? I like that one. The laundry chute.
The laundry chute is probably the gnarliest thing that I will ever do, I think.
There's been so much blood, sweat, and tears behind the scenes to get to this point. I'm super proud of everyone here.
Because they are completely fresh build features, we don't know the speed for them.
Yeah.
we take a bit of that off?
I'd like to take some of that out.
For all like the girls out there that are watching, dream big. You can do anything you want to do. If you want to dig ditches up there and get all dusty, you can.
For the first time here at Rampage, we are able to quantify the toll that the dig days and practice runs take on the riders. There you see Casey Brown. She wore a Samsung Galaxy ring throughout this process. The Galaxy ring giving a daily energy score and measurement of Casey's physical and mental readiness, analyzing her sleep, activity, and heart rate. So you can see that Casey started with a pretty high score of 79, which is in that good range. But over the days, the digging and the practicing, naturally lowering her energy score into those fair levels. However, Casey's scores improved and have maintained over the last several days. She is looking primed and ready for her showing today. Also primed and ready in the booth, four-time X Games medalist Tina Dixon and four-time competitor here at Rampage, Cam McCall. I want to know, Tina, how you're feeling to be able to be making this call today when we're making this type of history.
Oh, well, I just got chills when you asked me that. Yeah, it is a monumental day, and we're so happy that you have all joined us for this day. It's history in the making, like you talked about, Salema. I've been on a lot of bike rides leading up to this, and I've had some emotions, definitely, as a lot of women have, because now is the time. And the time is right. There's been so much anticipation leading up to this event. Again, I am Tina Dixon, joined by a former Rampage competitor and longtime occupant of the booth, Cam. We are here finally.
You know, yeah, like has been said before, it's a long time coming, and it's the right time, as you mentioned. And you think back to the first year for the men, 2001. We have stayed true to that seed of the idea of what Red Bull Rampage is all about. This is a brand new venue. There's no recommended routes. They've been carving their own path, setting their own goals, and it comes down to today, as you've mentioned, a historic moment. But also, this is real deal Red Bull Rampage, meaning equal prize purse to the men. One of these competitors is going to walk away with $100,000. This is a real competition with real stakes, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah, and they've built a fantastic course up there, but we've had 3 days of practice leading up to today's competition, and with practice comes some storylines. So let's talk about Casey Brown.
What? You know what? Casey Brown is a rider who has been on a quest to be a Red Bull Rampage competitor for long before there was conversations of a women's category. She didn't care. She was like, I'll ride with the men. She was submitting application videos. She was also competing in qualification events. And you know, now push comes to shove, enough riders following in her footsteps and setting their sights on that common goal. She's at the top of the course with 6 other riders, and as you see on screen right now, she has been putting her line together. This right now isn't a complete top to bottom run, but rest assured, she did top to bottom runs yesterday, and she's ready to drop in and put it to that finish corral.
Yeah, and then when some of the riders were testing speed on their bigger features like Cami Noguera, she just went massive, a little bit too big, and had a big crash.
People think the hardest part about Rampage is dropping in for your finals run. No, it's the guinea pig days. It's testing speed for these features. That feature is the biggest on this venue, 51 feet tip to tip. She went 75 feet, blew a foot off, slammed into the wall there. She's so tough. She was hoping to ride today, but unfortunately, she will not drop in today. Understandable.
Yeah, but Chelsea Kimball, the teams got together, adjusted that lip, and look what she did.
If that gap looks familiar, it's the one we just saw Cami go down on. Like I say, the biggest feature in the venue, teamwork. Dig team giving speed checks. Chelsea put it down absolutely perfectly, and that is the greatest capper for a run out here at this venue. Looking forward to see Chelsea stomp it.
Yeah, so we've seen some lines, we've seen some airs, and we've also seen some tricks earlier in practice from some of the women like Robin Goomes.
Well, Rampage is all about line choice. It's all about the full package, overall impression. But with 18 years of progression in the men's field, we know it's also all about tricks. There was nobody doing backflips in year one for the men in Red Bull Rampage, but year one for the women, Robin Goomes is already going upside down, and not just at the bottom of the course, mid-run.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's a steep course, it's a technical course, and for more on it, we're going to go over to Salema Masekela.
Thank you, Tina. Indeed, over 424,000 square feet of playground for the women, and that much space requires 13 different camera angles to judge this event. Now, from the mid-level, using our FPV drone, you can take a look at just how steep this terrain is. These women truly have their work cut out for them, but also the judges. Now, new to this year's team, comprised of 6 judges, we've added 2 additional women who will be in the future taking the baton of judging Women's Red Bull Rampage. Also located at the base of the venue is our new Samsung Galaxy Judges Tower. The panel of 6 judges now have access to all video feeds and the ability to replay and compare their runs. Just 3 minutes, though, to make their decisions, so of course that increases the pressure to get the scores right. Now, at home, you might be wondering, all this action, how are the riders scored? They are given an overall impression score from 0 to 100 based on the following: degree of difficulty, what are the stakes of your run, tricks and style, of course, fluidity and control, and amplitude. How big are you going? Now, a former competitor here who knows a thing or two about judging, Mr. Jeff Gulovich, our resident Gene Sterator. He's competed here 4 times, has had a 5th place finish here at Rampage, so he knows a thing or two. Jeff, what's going to be the difference, do you think, for the women between their first and second runs?
Well, Salema, this is extremely steep terrain, and based off the 4 categories that you mentioned already, the amplitude, the difficulty of line, the tricks, style, and the fluidity, we're going to be peeling these runs apart, and they're going to have a very tough time controlling their speed and throwing tricks in on this very, very difficult terrain. So the judges are going to have the work cut out for them. They're going to have their noses to those screens, watching everything very closely, every bobble, every landing, the breaking points. It's a whole run. From gate to gate, we're going to be watching everything like a surgeon. So every little bit is going to separate these riders. And from run to run 2, they put a solid first run down, want to step it up, it's going to be extremely difficult. So like I've been saying the entire time, they're going to have to throw down, and we're going to be watching very closely.
Yeah, Robin Goomes, of course, is our first competitor. Get into the nuance of how the judges will be able to really set the level of what the scoring will look like off of that first run.
Yeah, well, Robin is definitely not shy of this terrain. We've seen her throwing backflips already in practice. We've seen her charging the entire way. Her first run, if she pulls it off, when she pulls it off, will be phenomenal. It'll be a tough one to beat. She could very well be holding the top of the podium through the entire event, but we will see it go down very shortly here. And for one, I cannot tell you how excited I am to see history go down.
Yeah, we're all fired up. We'll be checking in with you, of course, a little bit later. Gully, comparing your opinions on the scores with the judges. But up at the top, at the start gate, is one Mr. Nikolai Ragakin, who knows a thing or two about being in the start gate for big moments, an innovator on the bike, triple crown winner in the Freeride World Tour. Nikolai, you know this feeling. What's it like up there with these women about to make history?
Well, thank you, Salema, and hello, everyone. Welcome to this historic day in the Utah desert. I am thrilled to be up here at the start gate for the first ever women's competition at Red Bull Rampage. All the women in freeride mountain biking have dreamed of this moment for years. They've put in the work, and the day is finally here. I've been watching a bunch of practice all over this mountain the last few days, and all these riders are so impressive and so ready for today's competition. And despite all the nerves and all the pressure, the vibe up here at the top of the course this morning has been filled with good energy and excitement. Should we get this competition started or what?
I believe so, sir. You are leading the good energy, and we'll check in with you in a little bit. A long-awaited moment. As we've all noted, a tremendous amount of hard work, community support, and camaraderie have gotten us to this place. This is indeed history in the making.
Checking out the old Rampage site from 2015.
This is our first day out here, and the majority of the girls are seeing this place for the first time.
This is like the rebirth of freeride right here. Formation is an event that was created to bring all the freeride women together to ride Rampage terrain.
It's the home of Red Bull Rampage. It's really like kind of this proving grounds for freeride.
It's been sick dialing it in with the girls, and everyone's like hyping each other up and to send stuff, so it's pretty good vibes.
It was like a foot in the door, like we got to go experience the desert and how to dig there and learn the terrain. Everyone was working together and learning.
Formation has been such a pivotal point in the sport's change and the progression of women's freeride. When I was invited to the first formation, that was when the possibility of Rampage happening became a reality.
My phone's going off.
The word got out that there would be a Rampage for us.
We were all together.
I was with a bunch of the girls, like Vero, Vaea, Casey.
Everyone was like, no way! It's like, oh my god, like how do we get prepared right now? But
Holy.
Oh, like it's happening.
Making history, the women of freeride now available on Red Bull TV. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we have been waiting for. It is your turn to join us as we watch history in the making. We see Robin Goomes waiting to drop inside the starting gate. Tina and Cam, we are here. Let's go.
Yeah, let us do this. And if your heart is racing, you are not the only one, because right now we are staring at the first woman competitor to have ever dropped in here at Red Bull Rampage, Robin Goomes, age 28, from New Zealand. You know, when Robin served in the New Zealand military for 5 years, she rolled the dice and decided to pursue mountain biking professionally. This past summer, she made history, winning the first ever women's crankwork slopestyle event, and she's ready to do it again here at Rampage.
Been here a million times.
I'm Robin Goomes and I'm from New Zealand. You really can't focus on the fact that you're here making history because you've got so much more to do. But here we are, we're in too deep. No turning back. I think just like focusing on what's in front of you at the moment is enough. Right at the top of my line, I've built like a pretty natural chute, left it pretty raw. There's some like little rock shelves in it, and we've just kind of gone through and chipped it a bit so that it's rideable, but left it super natural. The OG Rampages were all like that, and I think it's a cool place for us in the sport to like set our first Rampage with a bit of a OG line throwback. I've got a couple of big features that are gonna scare me, and I think that's exciting because if it works, it'll be sick. But at the same time, yeah, I don't know, it's pretty scary at the same time. I've ridden big features before, but built professionally and tested by someone else. Whereas here, it's like everything you build, you have to test. So just wrapping your head around how to throw yourself off something for the first time, knowing no one else has. It's like nerve-wracking having that #1 plate and going first, but at the same time, like, it's an honor, I'll take it. It's year 1, baby.
And Cam, I'm looking at her and she's shaking her head, and we just sort of overheard a conversation with one of her builders about what she was gonna do, but she has got to be feeling an immense amount of pressure right now.
but she's the one to rise to the occasion and handle that pressure. I have seen her with my own 2 eyes do it before in another historic moment, like you mentioned, winning that first ever women's slopestyle event on the Crankworx World Tour, which is the highest series of the F&B World Tour.
TV ready. Ready, Robin?
I'm just gonna wait that flag's having a little go.
Yeah.
And you can hear her talk right there. She is mic'd up, so this is gonna be great. She does speak to herself throughout.
Just waiting on the wind.
It's at least a headwind. You reckon I should do it?
Watching the flags, taking note of what direction the wind's coming at. 'Cause you gotta think, riding down this course, you're changing directions.
Right.
So
Fucking take
one
it.
feature may be a tailwind, one feature may be a side wind. Listen up, here we go.
Robin Goomes. 3, 2, 1.
And here we go.
Yep. Slow down. Okay.
Yes! She goes for the backflip, Tina.
So Robin's about the middle of her run right now. She gets that backflip but has some more big features coming up.
This is where she was worried about the wind. Nicely done. It's the biggest drop on her line. Got another trickable feature down here at the bottom. Let's see what she decides.
Right here, bringing you down to the bottom.
Here we go, one more trick jump. She flips that one too. Absolutely stopped. What a moment.
And there we go. The first woman to drop in at Red Bull Rampage, and she goes top to bottom and includes the drops and the flips, Cam.
Talk about rising to the occasion.
And now I think, you know, she can breathe a sigh of relief. We can breathe a sigh of relief.
Listening to her speak with her friend and builder Emerson Wilkin at the top, she was like, do you think I should hit the drop or should I stop half course? This relentless. She rose to the occasion of this moment. We saw her come up really short in this jump in practice with a straight air, but knowing all the pressure's on, she goes faster, she leans back, sends that backflip kind of deep halfway down.
Was
straight headwind.
Such a highlight of the run, and she landed that perfectly and rode away with tons of speed. Little pause right there.
We heard her at the top as well, talking through her run, visualizing it, and it went exactly to plan.
Well, right now we have Selema in the corral with Robin.
Robin Goomes, I'd like to congratulate you on being the first woman ever to complete a run at Red Bull Rampage.
Thank you so much. I'm just stoked to complete it.
You said in the beginning of your career that it would be unlikely for a young girl from Chatham in the islands that you're from, 800 kilometers off of New Zealand, to become a professional freeride mountain biker. What is this moment like for you after that journey?
It's surreal. Like, I feel like I'm in a movie. It's pretty sick.
You were talking yourself through the top, wondering whether or not you should go or not. What were those conditions like, just negotiating to get it up in your head to know that you had it to complete this run?
I trusted myself, so it wasn't like self-doubt at any point. It was purely wind. We had like wind delays all morning. It was super stressful. We only got one practice run this morning. So just as I dropped, it started to pick up again. So I was really just like working with Emerson, my digger, to like, just like he was keeping eyes on flags. I was like, what do you think? And we were just going back and forward, trying to make sure I had the safest window to drop. And Thank God it worked.
All week long was able to see you interacting with your team and with your diggers. What has their support been like to get you to this moment?
My team is so sick. I honestly think I have the best team out here. Like, a bunch of like homies from back home brought them out, and I've just got like the sickest combination of like really fun dudes to be around, like super sick builders, like super switched on riders, and just like mindset wise, like having them to bounce ideas off, speed checks, everything. Like, my team's the best.
Well, congratulations. You just got a score of an 85. Backflip Barbie right now, sitting in first place. Will you take a second run?
We'll see what it looks like at the end of it, but yeah.
If you need to, you will.
For sure.
All right. Good luck. Best to you. Cheers.
Wow. And I love how just cool, calm, and collected she is in that interview. You know, she broke it down. She took it step by step, piece by piece, and really looked at the conditions and put that run together.
We knew with Robin Goomes dropping first, there would be a chance we would see a big score right out of the gate, but guess what? There's still 6 more riders up at the top who want to knock her off the top of that box.
Yeah, and one of them is Casey Brown, age 33. Now, once the sole woman in gravity-based mountain bike events, she has inspired and sparked a community of free riders. 33-year-old Casey Brown has been leading the women's free ride movement for the last 15 years, having been in pursuit of competing in Rampage since she was 17. Her hard work is finally paying off, inspiring the next generation.
And the sun came out for us. I moved to Revelstoke when I was 11 from New Zealand. Got a mountain bike and got super inspired. Now my sister Eleanor and her kids are into mountain biking too, and it's sort of just like part of our lives. You got it, you got it, you got it. Woo! The girls are learning to like crash on their bikes, and you know, they get up and get back on, and it's okay. It's like huge life lessons learned so early. I'd always wanted to be a freerider. It was like the best way to express yourself on a bike. It was 2007 or 8. I was never down to objectify myself as an athlete. The only girls that would get any kind of sponsorship were the ones that were like representing themselves in ways that I wasn't down to do. So I was just like, ride hard, show them whether you're a girl or not, doesn't matter, like make it look fun. Women's freeride has really surged in the last 4 years. It's getting a lot more attention and a lot more respect. Women are just getting so much better and like coming together as a community, and I think that's why it's like surging forward so hard is that community. Okay, drop in. I have big anxiety sometimes about like doing something for the first time. And that's what's really special about being an athlete. Doing all your prep work and then being brave enough to take that risk. I just got this property, taking down some pines, and there'll be some room over here to put some jumps eventually. Putting a compound in here will bring the mountain bike community to Revelstoke, and hopefully we can hold an event here one day. The jumps will have the most incredible views as well, so I think it's the perfect place for it. Pushing the sport to get it to a place where, you know, people can just like arrive into it. It's an open door waiting for them, and I hope that I helped open that door.
And Casey, in practice last night, put together a run from top to bottom that was beautiful. There was a part of me that's like, Casey, let's save it for the competition. But knowing Casey, this is the moment, and she's going to rise to the occasion.
The amount of confidence you get by dropping top to bottom the day before the competition, there's no substitute for that. That's the best way to be prepared. Here we go.
How's
3, 2, 1.
How's the wind looking? All right, cool story, bro. I'm going. This is a really tight drop in here. You see she's riding rider's left instead of straight down the middle. She has her own unique path.
Yeah, and she has her mic on. And coming up is one of the most technical features, this steep laundry chute.
Here's there. Perfect. Oh, a little spicier than in practice.
And now, Casey Brown puts together a run from top to bottom. Cam, what do you make of that?
Hey, first 2 runs in the first ever women's category in Red Bull Rampage, straight to the finish corral with style and ease and precision. You know what? If this isn't enough proof, the time is now. Here you go. I don't know what else you want.
And Casey, if you need a prom date, there's someone here for you, asking you to prom. But what a run. I mean, what a second run. You know, we have 7 women that are competing. Unfortunately, Cami Noguera will not be competing. So we do have 7. This is the second competitor to go. But Casey Brown really has led this movement here. I mean, she's been wanting to go to Rampage since she was 17 years old.
All right, let's crunch the details here in this replay of a moment where I'm sure she was so locked in the zone. The presence you feel when all eyes are on you, and 8 days of digging leads up to this. Not to mention 17 years after she put on her athlete resume that her goals are to compete in Red Bull Rampage. Way before there was any whispers of a women's category, and there we go. It all came down to this, and you could not ask for a cleaner run.
Yeah, and let's go down to Salema in the corral.
First of all, congratulations on a full pull, Casey Brown. Cam McCall was talking about how at the trade shows back when you were a youngster, you had it written down for your goals with your Sponsor Me folder that one day you would be competing in Rampage, and that moment is now. Going through that rowdy run, what's that little girl thinking right now?
Oh man, I'm just so stoked to stoke little, 15-year-old Casey out. She's just like, I mean, that's what it's all about is like dreaming big and then making it happen eventually. I mean, it took a while, it took the scenic route, but we're here. We got a category. I'm so stoked for all the girls up there. They're killing it. And yeah, I'm just so stoked to watch the rest of the runs.
You talked about in the past what it's felt like to be an only as you're trying to push into this world as really the first woman to be fighting to be amongst this free riding world. Now you're doing it in a collective amongst your peers on the biggest stage in the world. What does this mean for the sport moving forward?
This means everything. I mean, the trickle-down effect from having an event at this sort of level is going to be insane. Like, there's going to be so many more little girls riding bikes and so many, like, girls in sports, staying in sports, and that's super important. So, yeah, having events at this stature is the most important thing for me.
Well, awesome. Congratulations. Second run?
We'll see how the wind goes, but it seems to be turning around at 1, and it's 1:45 now, so I'm just happy with making it down for that one, and yeah, we'll see how the wind happens, yeah.
Awesome. A score of 77.33. Congratulations, and we'll see if you take your second run. Right on, Casey. Nikolai Rogadkin, how are you, brother?
It is amazing up here. We have Vinny Armstrong up next in the gate, but I want to talk a little bit about Robin and Casey first. Robin was so determined to go upside down in that first run. She was struggling to figure out the speed for that jump coming from the chute, but she said she's going to backflip no matter what, and she'd rather go big than Case. She did that absolutely perfect, and clearly the judges rewarded her. Second, Casey Brown. She did a top to bottom last night, and she was definitely slow in some sections. In that run, she was confident, committed, and and made it happen top to bottom. Amazing work by the ladies. Vinny Armstrong is next. She's been showing so much control and steez, and I can't wait to see what she's got. And amazing performances out there. Don't you guys agree?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of the most stylish riders out there, and look for that stylish whip that Vinny has out of New Zealand, age 26. She is known for her iconic style. This Kiwi is the queen of whips. Now, she deviated from racing in 2019 when she was invited to Red Bull Formation. And since then, her focus has been riding big jumps, fine-tuning her style and filming. Now, Vinny Armstrong has realized a new dream alongside her brother Sam, who is part of her building team.
I'm Vinny Armstrong and I am from Queenstown, New Zealand.
We're so close.
Yeah. My brother's actually out here digging for me. 2 more days in this quarry. Maybe we'll find some gold.
Are you still going to compete if we find gold, or are you
Maybe.
just going to take it and go home?
I love my brother so much. It's so nice to have him here, like having my family here.
I think on the morning we'll be all right. We'll be pretty busy trying to sort her line out and dial it in. When she starts to drop, I think I'll be pretty nervous, but I'm sure she'll crush it.
We grew up like watching New World Disorders, and my mum took us out when I was like 4, and Rampage is like the pinnacle of the sport, you know, it's the biggest freeride event in the world. It's been his ultimate dream to come out to Rampage and like at least watch one, and now he gets to be my builder and watch me ride one, so pretty unreal.
I think it's been a lifelong dream of both of ours to come here. Yeah, super proud.
And not only is her brother Sam here, her mother Shirley is here. They all came over from New Zealand. And I mean, Cam, you know a thing or two about working with the family in mountain biking.
Surely you wouldn't miss a family member competing in Red Bull Rampage, right? Yeah, I do. My brother will be competing in 2 days' time, and it's a real thing. You know, you have close friends up there, you have family members up here, and anybody who's set foot in this terrain knows what it takes to calculate a run like this for success.
Yeah, I talked to Shirley, her mom, earlier.
Ready? Yeah, fuck it.
And most moms would be
Rider
nervous,
number
and Shirley
3,
just said,
Vinny
this is
Armstrong.
absolutely magical.
3, 2, 1.
It is magical, especially when you get a clean run. Let's see if Vinny can pull that off. Something that comes to mind when I think of Vinny Armstrong is style, riding style. She's effortless in the air. Expect to see her attack these steeps and put some style in on the hip that this steep section coming around this left-hand berm leads into. Oh, issues in the chute. It's the steepest, most technical part of her run. I was kind of thinking, Tina, she was entering really aggressive, kind of like that, you know, extra nerves.
Yeah.
The time is now, and you push it a little bit too fast. Here's that hip jump.
Well, you have to remember that someone like Vinny especially doesn't really do competitions. You know, when I spoke to her earlier about just what this last 10 days have been like, she says hectic.
She's racing right now.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about riding in this terrain is the right speed is paramount. If you come in too hot, there can be a domino effect, but she's back online and really looking smooth now. This is that classic Vinny Armstrong style. She's won more whip-off competitions than she can count. And look at this, the third consecutive smooth run through the gate. Look at that, she feels her heart going, wow. A little bit of a hiccup in the middle, but luckily she was able to stop. That's not an easy place to stop, put a foot down and recalibrate.
Well, none of this is. You know, you walk up that course and it's extremely steep. I mean, there's no room for error by any means.
Here we go. Let's see if we get an angle of the chute. Nicknamed the Shooteress. Creative names out there. Riders having fun with it. Here we go. It's in that left-hand corner. Just pointing too far up the hill to make that 90-degree right-hander. A little reset. And that one-footed Euro style on the whip over that hip jump. Believe it or not, it would look even better if she carried a touch more speed over that. So hopefully she'll get a chance to do so in run number 2. But that middle feature is really long, point to point. I have a measurement. And then down here, you know, after a couple hiccups, she was able to smooth out the kinks and give us that trademark whip style that we know and love from Vinny Armstrong.
Yeah, and she's down there now with Salema Masekela. Salema, take it away.
Well, she's actually with Casey Brown right now. I'm going to try and make my win in as they have their moment. Vinny screaming, literally screaming down the mountain. Shout out to the $6 Walmart Scream t-shirt.
Oh, yes.
Well played, well played. You said that was the energy that you had coming in. You wanted to be screaming down the mountain.
No, not really. I don't know. I just thought it looked cool.
Well, super cool. What happened on that first section where you had to kind of adjust in that left-hand corner?
Oh, it's just like a really tight corner to make it, and I just couldn't quite stop in time. I think because it's a lot drier than in practice and a lot looser, so I wasn't able to quite stop in time, unfortunately, but still made it down.
You more than made it down. You did so with your trademark style.
Yeah.
I know that you were nervous in the athletes meeting. What was that like to be that third woman in a row with that full pull at the end?
Yeah, it was pretty intense, but I'm really stoked to be third and be down already. Yeah.
I know your family's here. That's got to mean a lot. Do you think you're going to end up taking a second run?
I don't know yet. I'll see how the wind plays out, but I mean, a cleaner second run could be nice, but also I'm just stoked to make it down on that one. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. It was absolutely awesome to watch you ride. Cheers.
Thank you.
And Vinny Armstrong's score comes in at a 64. And right now, Robin Goomes still holding down the lead with that 85. So 3 riders to go. 3 riders have gone, 4 riders to go, and you can see that the crowd has filed in. But we had a little bit of a wait earlier this morning because of the wind, Cam. Talk to us about how that can play into the mindset of a competitor.
Well, if you ride out here, you know that's just part of the game, and you watch the forecast, but you can't always trust the forecast. But right now, we're seeing some consistency with what the forecast is saying and what we're actually experiencing out here. And we're in the middle of a shift, a complete 180-degree shift in wind direction. So we've kind of scored on some calm air right now, but it's not supposed to last very long, so we got to crank through these runs.
All right, well, there's the standings currently right now. Robin Goomes holding down the lead with an 85. Casey Brown, 77.33. And Vinny Armstrong in third right now with a 64. So Georgia Astle up next. Whew, and want to point out, she was an alternate and got added to Red Bull Rampage at the very last minute. 27 years old, this Whistler native followed her curiosity for freeride by digging for Casey Brown at Red Bull Formation in 2021. The following year, she shifted her focus to full-time freeriding. Now, Georgia Astle has achieved her loftiest goal by securing an invite to the very first ever Women's Red Bull Rampage.
My name is Georgia Astle, and I'm from Whistler, BC. I'm 10 years into the sport of mountain biking, and when I first got into mountain biking, I feel like I still didn't even really know about Rampage. And then as the doorway opened up and I saw Rampage, I never really would have dreamed about going. I didn't even really know if it was possible. If you don't have a role model, it's really hard to dream big. With Formation, the doorway was definitely open to getting the girls out here. I was lucky enough to come as Casey's digger in 2021, and that just blew my mind. To the next year, I rode in Formation and got to pick out a line, to now all of the girls are building our own lines from scratch. So that's a very insane progression curve, and I think we're all so here for it. Like, all of us are ready now. It's like the right timing for us to be in Rampage. I want that to continue to snowball into just being so normal for a girl to be dreaming to ride Rampage.
All right, so Georgia, just taking a breath.
Rider number 4, Georgia Astle. 3, 2, 1. Gio gonna bring it.
And Cam, you and I were talking about her earlier and just how calculated she is. She comes from that racing background, and she's very methodical as well.
She's also really good in the steeps. I mean, her braking control and her body position is something that makes me think we're going to see her not have to put a foot down in this chute, but only time will tell. She's in it. There we go. She has a different line where she wraps up and around, has a good-sized drop right here into a big left-hand berm. Clean. Jump coming up. Bit of an in-out bowl here until she's lining up for the big drop. We saw Robin, your current #1 rider. We saw Robin ride off this drop. It's 41 feet tip to tip.
What I like about Georgia's line is she does a little bit different approach.
Here's this big one. Going nice and deep and handling that landing impact with the composure you'd expect from Georgia Astle. Final straightaway. Styling it out on the step down. What do we got over this trick jump here? A suicide no-hander. That's what you need to do right there.
And Georgia Astle, the Whistler native, completes a run top to bottom and takes that unique approach. Going down Ryder's right side of the mountain, weaving in technical lines and then also those drops at the end.
I can't even explain to you how daunting it is coming up to those big blind step downs. That slot drop, the 41-foot tip to tip in particular. You know the wind was on her mind on that one. As she lives up the moment there with Casey Brown currently sitting in second.
It was so loose at the very top. Yeah. I liked the oh yeah. It was a foot plant to get back in.
Yeah, hell yeah. Steez. Woo!
And she mentioned that it was pretty loose up here at the top, but she handled it nicely.
I mean, even just this coming off the start tower, that is a lot of braking. One thing about this venue is it is relentlessly steep. The gravity is virtually nonstop. There's only really one section of the course that kind of flattens out, gives you a chance to catch your breath.
Yeah,
Georgia has a bench cut that allowed her to kind of catch her breath a little bit before that big drop.
Yeah, that was some beautiful airtime for her. And then she tricks at the bottom.
You know what? The judges like to see a trick. It's not as important, but you need to have it.
Hey, Salema, we're going to go back down to you with Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's smile right now is competing with the sun and its brightness. Talk about that first shoot coming into it with these conditions a little bit different.
Yeah, we're already struggling for just braking traction with how steep this venue is. And I completely, in my head, was channeling the slow, smooth energy, but it is loose up there. So it's really important just to like hook up to the bench, remember the braking, and not overshoot everything.
Yeah, you came into over that blind roller like a champ, and then the suicide no-hander at the bottom. You were feeling it.
Yeah, that trick jump, we never really got to session it until yesterday, and it ended up working out sick. I felt comfy on it. But yeah, I was definitely more worried about the benches and my turning points for sure.
I saw a couple of very nice snowboard turns out of those shoots. Well played, and congratulations, especially after this long week of hard work with you and your team.
Yeah, I'm so stoked we got the build done. It was such a big learning experience for all of us this week, and I'm so excited to just continue seeing the progression.
A 79.66 puts you in second place. We'll let you take some time and figure out whether or not you'd like to take a second run, but congratulations on an awesome pull.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And Tina, I believe that you have a special guest, Hannah B, in the booth with you and Cam.
What up, Hannah?
Hannah Bergman. I have to say, so I'm hiking down the mountain yesterday, and I'm looking at someone hiking up with a big cast on their leg, and I'm like, wow, that's hardcore. And of course, it's you, Hannah.
Yeah, couldn't not give it a go and try and get up there.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We would love to see you ride, obviously, but you're gonna take that time and let yourself heal.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So far, what have you seen that you've liked, and just your overall impression?
Yeah, it's been cool. I've been here the whole week, and so I've gotten to witness a bit of the build process, then the girls' testing, and I think the testing is like one of the big standout moments for me. Like Rampage. It's just like such a key moment in the whole build up to the comp day.
Yeah, I mean, Cam, you and I were talking about the testing earlier and just how key it is to know the timing on these jumps.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, timing is everything. To rupture your Achilles right before Rampage is not the best timing. So it's bittersweet to be here, I'm sure. But, you know, everything kind of snowballs and things arise because of that. We just saw Georgia drop a 79.6 right there.
Yeah.
She was second on the alternate. You were one of the two who pulled out. What's it like seeing her rise to the occasion and stomp that run?
It's really special. It's for me to see Georgia stomp that insane run because I've had moments in my career where athletes pulling out have given me opportunities. So there's always something good to come from things like that.
Yeah, but I also want to just remind everyone that Hannah Bergman, we've been talking about Red Bull formation throughout the entire show, and Hannah really came through at Red Bull formation and showed, I think, the industry and even beyond the industry what is possible in women's mountain biking. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, well, right now we're going to take a minute and look at the exact judging criteria of what they are looking for these women. Degree of difficulty, tricks and style, fluidity and control, and amplitude. And I would also say, Cam, just that overall impression, does the rider look good?
Absolutely, and one rider who definitely puts a focus on looking good, you know, not just with riding style, but what you choose to wear. She's also an artist. Look who we got in the gate right now.
That's right. Vero Sandler is up next. Known for her skate, surf-influenced style, Vero Sandler is a trailblazer who paved her own way in this sport. She has honed her skills by building her own jumps and practicing relentlessly. Her journey as a professional rider took off when she embraced free riding, leading to opportunities like Red Bull Formation and creating groundbreaking films like Vision. There is no doubt Vero is constantly influencing this sport.
My name's Vero Sandler, and I'm from New Zealand, but I live in Wales in the UK. What do my lines say about my personality? I grew up like making things a lot and drawing and just like learning how to do like creative things. Freeride is so open to everyone's creativity. You can choose exactly how you want to ride. It's so cool. There's definitely similarities in carving lines into the mountain, drawing lines. I kind of get into the same flow. My evolution as a rider has taken different paths. That's something I kind of just generally do in my life. I like to switch it up, basically. I think it resonates in my line as well. It's coming together nicely so far.
So she's had the opportunity to look at some of the other women go. And Cam, I'm going to go to you. Do other riders, will they give feedback from the bottom to the top as to what the course is doing and the conditions and the wind?
Absolutely. Sometimes you'll see a rider grab a radio and, you know, communicate up to the top to Darren Muehlhaus, who's the
yeah, I'll give it a sec.
the marshal at the top who starts your run, you know, and it's kind of iconic to hear his voice saying your name and the number on your plate dropping in 3, 2, 1. But like we've mentioned, we have a small window of calm wind right now, so it's important to drop these riders as fast as possible. But also, when you're up and your window starts, you have 8 minutes to choose your ideal moment. And after that 8 minutes is up, they go on to the next rider.
Well, right now we're going to take a minute and toss it up to the judges' tower with Jeff Gulovich, who is listening into what the judges have been saying, and he's giving feedback and just his analysis. Hey, Gully, how's it going up there?
Great so far. We've had some tough decisions to make. I've been overhearing the conversations, and it's been very in-depth. The wind is definitely a big factor. You can see the nerves in the riders right now through this technical terrain. So hopefully the wind holds off, and we get some second runs to see scores go up. But so far, it's an amazing show.
Yeah, thanks so much, Goalie. We got to remind everyone. So this is what the weather's looking like right now. 81 degrees. Feels like 79 degrees, but the wind right now, 4 miles per hour, but it's more of the wind gust that they're concerned about. But right now, Vero Sandler on course.
All right, Vero sends it off of that start tower. Does not drop a foot like we saw Georgia do. Tell you what, there is no easy route down this mountain. We see the judges rewarding a trick. What is that guy wearing? Here we go into the steep chute. And we saw Vinny with issues on this, but Vero handles it. Feet on the pedals. Very narrow line on the top of that berm, but she threads the needle perfectly. A little bit short there. There's that one opportunity to kind of catch your breath before it turns steep to the bottom. We're talking about 29 feet point to point on that air. She connects perfectly. She's hitting all of her marks.
Yeah, she looks amazing. I mean, she's known for her style, and you can see she looks comfortable.
Ooh, a little bit short there. You think we're going to see some, Hannah?
Oh, yes. Beautiful Sui.
There we go.
So good. Vero actually inspired me to do my first ever suicide no-hander. Pretty special to see her just pull this in her comp run.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you're here right now and you see that and you're able to, give us that information and share that with us. Yeah, and this event's so interesting. It goes from being up at the start gate, looking down, is the wind okay, is it not okay, having those nerves, to getting on course, doing that line, and then getting to the bottom and the corral. All right, well, let's take a look at some of these replays. So comes up a bit short on that one.
Hannah, those high pressure moments right there where you come up short, you got to just be thinking, all right, forget about that, right? Move on to the next.
Yeah, that's all you can do. You can just got to keep your focus and move forward.
You hear a lot of the riders talking about how dry it is out there. You've ridden out here a ton. This summer's kind of been one of the hotter ones, right?
Yeah, that's what everyone's been saying, and it makes the dirt have a little bit less traction when there's no moisture. All that watering they've been doing is evaporated. So it just makes it that much harder.
Yeah, well, Vero overcame that, and she is down there now with Salema. Salema, take it away.
Just letting Vero finish up some conversations. Congratulations. I just heard you mouth to one of your friends, that was sketch. Take us through what looked like some real challenges in those dry conditions.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of days, we've had hoses up there and everything's been watered and slapped every time we ride it. But they took the hoses off yesterday and we just have little buckets and little spray devices, which don't soak through the dirt properly, so it's loose up there. I thought it was gnarly before. That was the gnarliest thing ever, and I'm so stoked I survived it.
What gave you the power in that moment to decide, you know what, I'm just going to stick with it and grip it and rip it?
Honestly, my brakes, bless up my brakes. They did all the work out there. I'm so grateful. But honestly, I was just holding on. It's such a steep venue that we just have to basically brake in and out of every feature. So I was just trying to slam them on, recollect myself before the next one. But yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm so stoked to survive the lap. It was gnarly.
Awesome. You handled it like you've ridden it before. You got a score of a 71. Congratulations. And I imagine you can take some time to think before this next run.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Awesome. Nikolai, what do you got on conditions?
Oh, so being up here shows me how much these girls know each other's lines. They're watching the broadcast and they're looking at these spots where the girls have to either slow down or, lock in and focus. They know each other's lines so well, and they're rooting for each other in every single section of the run, hoping that the wind is good, hoping that the conditions are perfect, and just amazing to see this level of support and see them getting motivated by each other's success in the run. Next up, we have Vaea Verbeeck, and cannot wait to see this run. It's going to be sick.
Hey, thanks so much, Nikolai. We're so happy to have him up there. He has sat in those start gates so many times before, so what a great perspective from Nikolai. And as he mentioned, the next competitor is Vaea Verbeeck. We have 2 more competitors left to go in this first run. And Vaea, arguably the most well-rounded female rider at Rampage this year. Vaea Verbeeck was a World Cup downhill racer for 10 years and has won several Crankworx overall titles, having taken on some of the gnarliest trails in the world, riding at Red Bull Hardline, and hitting huge jumps at Darkfest, all prepared her for this inaugural Women's Rampage.
My name is Vaea, and I live on Vancouver Island, BC. Rampage is the one.
18 of the best freeride mountain bikers in the world.
I can feel emotions right now. It's pretty sick to think back at like where it all started. When I was 17 and I was just starting to ride at the local bike park. My crew of guys that like took me under their wing and showed me how to the corner. Sessioning stuff just to learn how to become a better rider. Learning as I was growing with the sport. Rampage, to me, it was just like the best dudes. So I was watching it, not even thinking about it being for me.
Last full day.
And it's crazy to have been in this position where you grew up with it not being something to think about for yourself, and now being a part of it, being able to put that on the stage for other people, to put that on their future map.
It would be a dream to ride at Rampage one day. Definitely very excited to be here and be able to dig for her because I've got lots to learn and never thought I'd be able to come do this, so it's been super awesome.
I wanted young rippers to make some doodles and have those doodles part of my kit so that they would feel almost like a part of Rampage and know that on that kit is their piece and they're just a part of this first Rampage with us.
TV ready. TV ready? TV ready. How about that 1 minute?
So one thing about Vaea Verbeeck is she's constantly reinvented herself. She started out as a World Cup racer, as you mentioned, and then she decided to take on the Crankworx World Tour. She's the queen of Crankworx, which means she had to be a specialist in many different disciplines. But you know what? Once she tasted the dirt out here, I remember seeing something change in her eyes. She's like, you know what? I think this freeride stuff is what I'm into. And she dedicated herself to it through many, many injuries as well.
Yeah, and you got to remember that these women, I mean, they have to carry these bikes up the mountain. Sometimes they have people that help them, but Vaea earlier in practice, I saw her with that bike on her shoulders, carrying it up the mountain.
So dry, that was good. She was able to control speed before dropping into the real steeps here. This is a triple stager. Watch her come off the ground 3 times. Really easy to lose control of speed here, so she's doing her best to track stand and come into this thing with as minimal speed as possible. Hannah, you know a thing or two about coming into chutes and trying to control that speed.
Yeah, you're just trying to go as slow as you can. It's so hard.
She was a bit right there.
Yeah, and that drop is wild because if you overshoot, there's nothing on the other side of that berm.
Absolutely. It's something that's hard to tell unless you've hiked around up there. Vaea Verbeeck now approaching the final straightaway of her run. She got a good size drop here into a satellite dish. Let's see if she can keep it smooth and maybe throw a trick on this final jump. The judges have been rewarding even just a suicide no-hander. She's going for the tough no-hander, not quite getting the hands off. But like I say, when you've ridden down that mountain, that trick is just one small portion of the score. The big hits are definitely going to get the judges adding some numbers to the line choice criteria. Look how she rejoices in that finish corral.
You know, you guys made such a good point. Cam, you and I were talking earlier about the speed, how in mountain biking there's so much racing and you gotta go the fastest, gotta go the fastest. But this is a completely different scenario, and Hannah, you mentioned that as well.
Yeah, the brake control is so key, especially with this dirt. Like, it's so loose, but Vaea handled it like a boss. You can hardly tell that the conditions are as loose as they are.
So that's the most technical part of the run right there, that triple stager chute. And this is a jump that Robin Goomes, currently sitting #1, backflip, but both Robin and Vaea came up real short in their last practice run, so you know both of them went, all right, well, we need to fix that. So both of them went long. Vaea actually went a little bit long and right. Right before she pointed it straight there, she had the biggest step down in her line, measuring 21 feet point to point. And that's got to feel good. At the very top, she almost had to take a foot off, but she was able to regain composure.
And she is now in the corral with Salema.
Congratulations, Vaea. You talked about that triple drop section earlier in the week as having to negotiate or how to figure out a puzzle. And today with these conditions, how much more of a puzzle?
Dude, the pieces just got from 1,000 to 2,000. If you guys do puzzles, you know this is hard. It is so much drier, not much water, moisture in the dirt right now because it's so much later in the day than we anticipated. The traction is lacking, the speeds are extra, the brakes are working extra hard. So happy to be down here. Not perfect, but we're hanging tight.
You pointed at your kit when you came across the finish line.
Yes.
You have a really interesting story about some younglings and what this all means for the greater moment for the sport in this event.
Yeah, I mean, Rampage is definitely something we've been working for years now, and we weren't sure if it was actually going to happen because things kind of got quiet the last couple of years, and we just kept working on it for the next generations to come. And it's finally a part of our career too, which is so fortunate. And I wanted to involve the next generations in. So I reached out to a bunch of my friends that also have young rippers, and I wanted them to draw some doodles for my kit. So I got Lucy Venny Stern, who's obviously not a Grom anymore. She's an upcoming, probably future Rampage rider. She did the stencils, and I got kids to color them in. Everyone was so stoked and so happy to have them on board with me.
That is a beautiful sentiment, and the future of women's freeriding literally on your body in this moment. Congratulations to you.
Thank you guys so much.
Mr. Gulovich, what say the judges in this moment?
They are watching side-by-side screens right now between Vero and Vaea. First off, congratulations, Vaea. That was an excellent run. But they are deep in debate right now. They both had similar speed, very different lines, but also very comparable in little places. Both had little cases. Both had big drops, but it's all in the judge's hand right now. I can hear them debating at the moment. We'll have an answer to you momentarily.
Yeah, so that's so interesting that the judges can look at that and sort of do that comparison and
really
take
similar,
their time and really look.
Yeah, and it's tough, and this is what the hardest part about judging Rampage is when you have two riders who are taking on similar lines. The biggest hit in that run, 37 feet point to point, same as Vero. Here we go.
So Vaea comes in with a 72.66, and that puts her into fourth place for now. But as she mentioned, and Hannah explained this, the dirt, when it gets dry like this, it just makes everything that much harder.
Yeah, it really does. Traction is so important, especially on this venue, because it's so steep. So having the traction to control your speed is key, and the lack of moisture makes it really difficult.
Yeah, and these women are definitely rising to the occasion. Well, the current standings look like this. Robin Goomes holding down that first place spot with an 85. Georgia Astle in second with a 79.66. And Casey Brown sitting in third with a 77.33. But we still have one more competitor left to go on this first run. Chelsea Kimball. And she has got a lot of support here. There's a look at her in the gate getting ready. Chelsea had a interesting week. I want to say on Monday, she was frustrated with her line. Kind of went back to the drawing board. And then yesterday, in practice, Chelsea just sent it. And Hannah, I want to go to you because you and Chelsea have been putting a lot of work in and training together.
Yeah, she's not called Chelsea Sends It for no reason. She sends it when it matters. We've been training together this whole season, and Chelsea's one of my favorite people in the world. And on a bike, she's a legend. So I just can't wait to watch this run.
Yeah, when I think Chelsea, I think power. A pivotal trip to Virgin, Utah in 2017 solidified her love for free riding, and she's been a desert specialist ever since. Chelsea Kimball's career highlights include winning Queen of Darkfest, participating in formation and creating Desert Days, a gathering for women free riders. Known for her confidence, speed judgment, and skill on big jumps and drops, Chelsea sends it. And this year at Rampage, she has built one of the biggest drops on course.
It looks good. Press, reset, release, brake, cruise, pull, lance jump.
Oof. And Chelsea's mic'd up, so we get to hear this run.
Well, let's have a little chat before. Chelsea is a fighter. She earns everything she accomplishes. She has built her own unique line. She has the biggest drop on the course. What else do you need to know?
Kimball.
Let's watch and listen to this.
3, 2, 1.
I got this.
Oh, yeah, you do. Here we go.
Reset, roll, brake, cruise, lance drop. Yoo! Let's go. Woo! Flow. Set up wide, I got this. Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Ah. Damn it. Where's my bike?
Dude, where's my bike? Oh, man, to see it come off the tracks right there on that connection feature, that was the run-in for the biggest drop in her line. Oh, man, it was going so good, Hannah.
It was. You can see from that just how much the conditions have changed. She was nailing it in practice, but it's just that much harder, and they have to be so precise.
And Nikolai, give us your perspective from the top.
So at the top here, it got increasingly lonely as the runs went on. You know, when Robin dropped, all the girls were up here supporting her, and then the girls went down one after another. And so Chelsea was actually alone up here at the end, very lonely feeling. She was talking to herself a lot. She uses the self-talk to make sure that she's on it on every single section. And she honestly looked really good in that first section and just got a little bit loose in that double drop down below, which is really hard to make. And as the other girls were mentioning, it's way slipperier, slattier, dustier than it has been all week out here right now. So tough moment for Chelsea.
Here we go.
But I think...
Yes! Oh man,
my
okay,
God. Well,
so...
she's unfazed, I guess. And a Sui in the end.
I mean, Cam, for her to pick herself back up, I'm not surprised. It's Chelsea Kimball. I expected her to get up and just send it.
And check it out. The way the Red Bull Rampage rules goes is you have 3 minutes top to bottom to make it through the finish corral. Depending on the time it took for that to happen, she might still get a score here, and she did hit the biggest feature on the course. So much fluidity up top with technical features. Just a brief intermission, obviously going to hurt her score, but still going to get a score nonetheless, I would imagine.
Yeah, but this is interesting because we've been talking about the wind. Are the riders going to take a second run? But Chelsea potentially would be the run. But I'm going to head up to Gully right now. And Gully, give us your perspective from that judge's tower.
Everybody's blown away by Chelsea's riding. She's charging off the start. It's so unfortunate she had that crash just in a setup area of her run, and she still managed to climb down, grab her bike, mentally reset, hit the biggest feature on the women's course. So she did finish within the time limit. She will get a score. We'll see where the judge is going to put her, but I wouldn't put it past the fact that she will be first to drop again. Let's look at this replay here.
So the way it works out here is each rider gets 2 runs. They get a score for their first run, and then for second run, the lowest score drops first. So it's almost strategically a good thing if she gets scored low right now, because you know she's chomping at the bit to get back up there and fix that mistake.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've seen riders like Brandon Semenuk be in that position where they've dropped, fallen, and then had to go first in the second run and then go on to win. So, but Chelsea Kimball, what impresses me here is, yeah, she falls and she shows that frustration. She has to hold on right there. That right hand is grabbing it, and then she's, you know, shows the frustration, but picks her bike up, picks herself back up, and then just sends it. Hannah, what is your take on what she did?
That was amazing. Like, Chelsea has one of the strongest mental games of anyone I've had the pleasure to ride with, and she just showed it to us all there. She's so powerful and strong when she sets her mind to something. So that was amazing to watch her just pull that off.
Yeah, well, Salema, what is Chelsea saying?
Chelsea, first off, I know you have a climbing background, yes?
Yes.
All right. I just watched your crash again, and as you're rolling, at a certain point, you reach out and you get a free solo rock hold, and you grip that thing for life. Take us through that crash and just that presence of mind in that moment.
Well, first thing I saw was the cameraman, and I thought I was going to hit him. And then as I was going over, I just didn't want to fall any further, so I started reaching for anything I could. Yeah.
Well played. You took us through and this positive mental affirmation, even at the top when you were up there alone. What was that like after all the girls were gone?
I even when they were there, I just tried to focus on staying in my own mental space. So maybe it wasn't a big difference for me. Yeah, just trying to focus.
After the crash, we could hear you on the mic. You said, "I'm hitting that last jump." What drove you to be like, I still have to send it? I mean, I know it's part of your name, but what drove you in that moment after that crash?
Well, I had to get down. It's definitely the easiest way down. And then I actually wanted to try pinching for a Sui, but I didn't do that either. But I hit the drop, and it's really fun.
Take a second run?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
We love the spirit. She's taking in the second run. Congratulations. What a show. And we're glad, most importantly, that you are safe.
Thank you. I just love it that, like, she went so big on that feature, and she's like, it was fun. But what Chelsea has done throughout the week, you know, in practice earlier, sending it off that feature, and then just now, so impressive, and it's going to resonate throughout the industry. Her score coming in right now, 62.33 for that run.
Another one at the top?
Right here. I'm going to swap it out, and I'll come
Hannah, was there ever any question? I'm glad Salema asked her, but was there any question whether or not she's going back up to the top?
Oh, no, of course not. She's going to be there in a heartbeat. She's probably already on her way.
Yeah, knowing Chelsea, she's already up there right now. She's like, all right, guys, I'm ready to go. Like, let's do this. Yeah.
If anybody's going to have to be the last to drop and then the first to drop, she's the one who will rise to that occasion, right? Like, 100%. You know her so well.
Yeah, 100%. She's got her system dialed to make sure she's ready in her mind to send it, and she can handle it no matter what the pressure is.
Tell everybody what her Instagram name is, because we keep mentioning it.
You've heard it a few times, but it's Chelsea Sends It, and she does. She sends it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we have seen it multiple times throughout this week, and then right now. What does she need to do on this second run to make it all connect?
Yeah, she was so close. She just had a slight mishap on that setup for the big drop, so she just needs to line it up a tiny bit better. It's just so precise up there with like where you're pointing the bike on the landings off the takeoff, so just a slight adjustment and she'll be golden.
Yeah. What do you think about run twos and the other women taking their runs? From your perspective, would you take a second run?
It really just depends on the situation. Like, Robin's in an awesome position. If she holds her score, she doesn't need to. Maybe she wants a victory lap, but it's really just strategy. You know, you don't want to take excessive risk, but you also want to try and get as high of a score as you can. So you just kind of play it as it goes.
Yeah, you definitely want to walk away from Red Bull Rampage, going top to bottom and completing your run. And we've seen a lot of completed runs here, which has been just, I think, more than impressive, really, and these women have really stepped it up in the first run. So let's take a look at the standings right now after that first run. Robin Goomes is still in the lead, the first rider to have dropped here at Red Bull Rampage, holding down that top score with an 79.5, followed by Georgia Astle with a 79.66. Casey Brown in that third spot with a 77.33. Vaea Verbeeck, 72.66. Vero Sandler, 71. Vinny Armstrong, 64. And Chelsea Kimball with a 62.33. And considering she had a fall, that's a pretty good score.
For sure. And when I look at that results sheet right there, I'm looking, who can push themselves and climb up that ladder. I'm looking at Casey Brown. I know she can go upside down. She has a great score already. She's sitting in great position. But if she feels like she wants to dig deep, I'm looking at the flags. I see them low right now. We got to get those riders dropping.
Yeah. Well, Hannah, thank you so much for joining us. Heal up, get better, and I expect to see you climbing back up that mountain here very soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, thanks so much.
Yeah, cheers.
Well, as we are here at Red Bull Rampage and the first women's competition, we have to honor the women that came before us and really respect what they have done. Now, a lot of that was never documented, the footage, but the women that came before set the standard for mountain biking. So let's take a look at the history of the women in free riding.
There's lots of different arguments of where it actually started, but I think freeride was sort of a collective start in the mid-90s, basically. Some people were riding down fire roads in California, while other people were riding on the North Shore of Vancouver. Freeride was popping off with the most janky equipment.
Because of the terrain that we had on the North Shore, it naturally became like a mecca for freeride.
1998, when I flash myself back to the scene, I see visuals of me and like 2 to 3 other girls in this sea of men, essentially.
Hey boys, move over, In this OG era, there were a lot of women making moves and doing their own thing in this freeride space.
They were really making it known that this was not just a sport for the dudes.
They're all wearing hand-me-down clothes from like all the guys. Like I had a pair of shorts that I had like rolled over 4 times because I'm like, oh, I'll make some fit.
I see when people reflect on women in freeride, yeah, the women are largely ignored. Like, oh, they just started riding yesterday.
Which is so far from the truth.
I wonder if we hadn't put in some effort to be involved so heavily with the film and photo, there wouldn't have been any evidence, right?
Well, one thing we like to do here at Red Bull Rampage is we like to give the vote to the people. So make sure that you go and vote. It's the People's Choice vote. You can vote who your favorite rider of the day is. Make sure you go to redbull.com/vote-rampage. Now, we're going to leave the voting open until Friday, and then we are going to announce the winner during the men's competition. So make sure to get out there and vote. You can scan the QR code, and then that will lead you right to where you can vote. Vote for your favorite rider of the day. And again, that's going to be open for about 24 hours. But right now, we are going to head up to the top of this course with Nikolai Rogatkin. Hey, Nikolai, how's it going up there?
Well, Tina, those were some insane Run 1 performances from the women, but this competition is far from over. We have Run 2 coming up. Red Bull Rampage is the type of event where you have to really live in the moment. So these girls aren't thinking Run 1, then Run 2. They're going feature by feature, going down the run, trying to get everything perfect. And then now at the end of the run, when their score comes in, when they assess their emotions, they have to decide how they're going to play this Run 2, what they're going to try to step up. You can just clean it up, ride things faster, ride things more stylish. There's a lot of mental and physical adjustments that have to be made from Run 1 to Run 2 for the judges to reward you and for you to get the position you want. So speaking of judges, because the girl scores are very close. If you think about it, there's mistakes here and there which mess up the points. Let's check in with Jeff Gulovich to see what the girls have to do to improve these Run 1 scores.
Thanks, Nikolai. I think you hit the nail on the head there. There's a lot of improvement to be made. You know exactly what these women riders are capable of doing. We've seen it all week in practice here. I know the nerves have been hitting them hard. The dirt's a little bit drier. The wind is absolutely perfect now. And now they got the jitters out, it's time to get back up there and step it up, make those landings, hold your line together, carry that momentum, and you will be rewarded.
And for those viewers out there who, you know, are longtime Red Bull Rampage fans who say, keep it raw, keep it rugged. Well, for these second runs, it's going to be raw. It's going to be drier. It's going to be harder to maintain traction. So ask and you shall receive. But I have full faith that these riders will rise to the occasion. Like we said at the beginning of the show, I kind of want to bring this up again. This is equal prize purse to the men, meaning there's big stakes out there. The winner's going to take home $100,000. Robin Goomes right now sitting in that #1 spot. Believe it or not, even though she has such a big lead, if somebody knocks her out, I know she has more in the tank as well. She's not afraid to do back foot variations. That bottom jump would be perfect for it as well.
Yeah, and she will have the option to do that if someone, because the rider with the highest score on those second runs will go last. So she will be able to see all of the other riders that go before her. And if someone does knock her out, she does have that choice to make if she wants to take that second run and try to regain that lead. And we're talking again about Robin Goomes, who is in that first place position right now. Well, here at Red Bull TV, we are not only broadcasting in English, we are also broadcasting in German, in Spanish, and in Portuguese. All right, attention, all fans of the mobile game bike Unchained 3. We have an exciting in-game event happening right now in celebration of Red Bull Rampage. From October 12th to October 15th, players can participate in the special Red Bull Rampage in-game competition. Now, the competition mirrors the adrenaline and challenges of the real event, so get ready for some intense action. And here's the best part, the winner of the in-game competition receives a bike. And if you haven't downloaded it, download it already. And here are our current standings right now for the first ever women's competition here at Red Bull Rampage. Robin Goomes from New Zealand still with the lead at a score of 85. Georgia Astle, 79.66 in second. Casey Brown in third with a 77.33. Vaea Verbeeck, 72.66. Vero Sandler, 71. Vinny Armstrong, 64. And then Chelsea Kimball right now sitting in that 7th position. So here's the situation. Chelsea Kimball, all the riders have the option to go another time. But Chelsea Kimball has elected to go take her second run. Right now she's the only one, but we're going to head up to Gully with more information.
That's right. We have Chelsea headed up to the top. She's just about ready to go, and she can put together a run that could put her on top of the podium. We have seen her charging the course already. Her run definitely stands out from the other riders, and she has the biggest jump on the course. So if she puts this together, and there might be something that she's planning on doing, then it could very well happen. So let's wait and find out what happens here.
So Chelsea's getting ready to take her second run, and then you can see in the background, that is Robin Goomes. She's in the middle holding the pink helmet. So if Chelsea scores better than an 85, that knocks out Robin Goomes. So if that's the situation, Robin can choose to take a second run to try to beat Chelsea. I mean, Cam, this is like my heart was beating at the very beginning of the contest, and now it's beating fast again as we watch Chelsea get ready for this second run, talking to herself. She is mic'd up. She's sitting on that score of a 62.33, but she needs to score better than an 85.
So take a look. This is the GoPro from her first run right here. We have the opportunity to see what it was like for her. We heard her talking to herself down that run because, like you said, she's wearing a microphone.
Reset, roll, brake, cruise, land strong. You! Let's go. Woo! Flow. Set up wide, I got this. Oh, fuck.
So it looks, Cam, to me, that landing, she just went a little bit too far left.
She's done all the hard stuff.
Yeah.
You know she can connect that. She wasted no time getting to the top. And this situation we have right here is so powerful.
Oof.
There can only be one first ever, and Chelsea wants to be that one.
Wait a second, or just send it when you say go?
Yeah, 10-4. Should she wait, or should she just Chelsea send it?
I think she just sends it. It's going to be a gamble either way with the wind, but I think it's totally good.
Copy that.
Now starts the visualization.
Reset. Let go. A little faster. It's a headwind. Damn, it's freaking windy.
All right, well, whenever you're ready, girl.
And, you know, something to point out, Cam, is the smiley face. You can see it there on the helmet behind the GoPro. That's actually a reminder for her to not be too serious.
Oh, yeah, that's super easy to say,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, especially in this situation. I mean, you can see the look in her face, like she has the desire. She wants to go, and at this point, it's just a matter of the wind.
Yeah, real tough situation as we see our weather update on screen. There's a weather station at the very top of the course. That's where that reading is being gathered from. Constant 6-mile-per-hour wind with intermittent 11-mile-per-hour gusts. And of course, Chelsea is paying attention to the direction of that wind because that makes a big difference.
This is a lot.
You hear her assessment of the wind right now is kind of the same as ours based on the intel we have on that on-screen graphic, and you can see that weather station just spinning freely.
Well, as a competitor, you want to go again, right? Like, you want to do your run and complete it. As a mountain biker, you want to keep riding, correct? But at this point, she's sort of kind of debating between that.
Pretty gnarly.
Do I do this, or is the wind too much?
I think, you know, the scenario is safety is paramount, but
really
also
windy.
6 miles per hour is tolerable, 11 miles per hour is not. You know, as a general rule of thumb, anything in the single-digit range, we go, all right, that's manageable. You know, we prefer 2 to 3 over 6. The closer you get to 10, the less manageable it is, especially if it's cross. So she's paying attention to the direction. But you know she will put a priority on her safety here.
Oh, yeah, and you have to remember that she has that massive drop at the bottom, right? And you don't want any wind when you're hitting that drop.
And you know what? It's a roll of the dice whether or not that 11-mile-per-hour gust will take place while she's taking off of that big drop.
Steady headwind, not gusting.
Headwind is a good thing, and not gusting is also a good thing. So this is going to give her some more confidence. We may be closer to getting those goggles on the helmet. A lot on the line here. You know, there can only be one first ever.
Yeah.
Press, reset, let go. Slight brake. Not yet.
Goggles are on.
The judges have said this line could possibly take the win if ridden in the right way.
Well, and the thing is, yeah, we keep talking about that massive drop, you know, at the bottom, but she's got that double near the top. I mean, she has such a different line. She drops down right, and it's so technical. I mean, what you just said, she has the line that can win this.
And she knows it. And she knows that there's been a lot of work and dedication to get to this point. And here we go. She says she's got it. She's dropping in. Let's listen up. Yeah, Chelsea.
So that's the double drop.
Ooh, a little toboggan adding a trick on the fly out. Here we go. Here's the section where she had her mistake in run number 1. Wind direction is head.
No!
No! Not again.
Damn it!
Same thing as run number 1. A small connection feature that leads into the biggest drop on her line. Unable to connect.
But the fact that Chelsea went back up and tried it again is huge. So a big props to Chelsea Kimball for doing that second run. But now you are looking at the first woman to win Red Bull Rampage, and that is Robin Goomes.
The first run of the day. All the pressure of being the first to drop, now rewarded by being the first champion.
Yeah, so you could see Robin up there. She was ready to take a second run if she needed. You know, her and Chelsea were talking even before Chelsea went on that second run. But let's talk to the champion right now. Hey, Robin, this is Tina and Cam down at the bottom. Congratulations, you are now the first woman to have won Red Bull Rampage. Robin, what is going through your mind right now when you hear that?
Dude, I don't even know. It doesn't feel real. I'm just so stoked.
Robin, this is a season that's going to go down in history. A lot of firsts. You know, the first time we've had slopestyle on the World Tour, on the Diamond Series, and the Crankworx World Tour. You won the first event. Now, the first time a women's category is included in Red Bull Rampage, you won the event. Have you even had a chance to internalize what that means and what it's going to be like to go down in history as the first for these big, huge moments?
I'm still processing it. And honestly, like, I'm lost for words. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm so stoked. I don't know what else to say, man.
Hey, Robin, a big congratulations. You got to come on down because we have some money and an award to give you. So big congratulations. Take your time getting down here. And, yeah, well done.
Thank you so much. I'll be down in a minute. Holy, what the fuck? I'm crying.
So the results are official. For the first ever women's competition here at Red Bull Rampage, Chelsea Kimball finishes off in that 7th place position, followed by Vinny Armstrong, Vero Sandler in 5th, Vaea Verbeeck in 4th, Casey Brown on the podium in 3rd place, Georgia Astle on the podium in 2nd place, and a big congratulations to Robin Goomes from New Zealand.
What a day, Tina. I mean, at the top of the show, we knew this was going to be historic. We just didn't know what the story was going to be. And as you put on your script writer's hat and you start imagining what could be, we found ourselves in a scenario right there for last run where it was high-level entertainment for a sporting event right there. The first run of the day, holding strong, and then one tough rider with an opportunity to get up to the top of the course in the wind, try to win it. Unfortunately, those 2 mistakes from Chelsea Kimball see her at the bottom of the leaderboard. But Robin Goomes with issues in practice right before being the first to drop in, but then greasing that backflip. It wasn't easy for any of these riders out here. It's been a long week, and they all have to be proud of themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Any rider that came to Red Bull Rampage, put a shovel into the dirt, put tires on the dirt, and even rode. I mean, just a big congratulations to all the riders. I mean, it exceeded any of my expectations. So that's the final results. Big congratulations to Rob and Goomes. We're going to take a quick break and be back with the post show.
Prepare your bike. Visualize the track. Keep your blood pumping. Every mistake is a new opportunity. Keep your grip loose for the wildest rides. Bike on Red Bull TV.
We all have our idea of what we want the sport to look like.
Still have that childhood feeling every time I drop in.
We are ready down here.
Anytime?
It's go time, man. It's gonna be insane.
The best feeling ever.
I'm ready to go.
Anytime. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Riding a bike down the tightest streets and steepest staircases sounds like a plan. The ultimate urban downhill race series goes global this year. 3 continents, but only one direction.
Look at that.
Downwards. Red Bull Cerro Abajo Series 2024. Live on Red Bull TV.
I'm Matt Jones, I'm a professional freestyle mountain bike rider, and I'm attempting 3 world's first tricks that have never been done on a mountain bike. And I'm tackling this project with my twin brother Jono. It's going to be a journey. No points at all for that. Are you going to hit me if I stand here? No.
Matt Jones. Design and conquer. Now available on Red Bull TV.
And in the world of mountain biking, there is a very special person, Kelly McGarry, who really displayed passion and spirit for mountain biking and for other riders. And every year we give away what's called the Magaza Spirit Award. And this year, Casey Brown has won that award. I could not have picked a better person for that award.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an honor to get that award. Kelly was such a charger, but also such an uplifter of spirits of all the riders around him. He was going to push the limits, and when you're around him, you were pushing them as well. So it's cool to honor him, continue that award.
Yeah, absolutely. Always had a giant smile on his face. And we actually have Nikolai Rogatkin, who is with Casey Brown right now.
Indeed, I'm here with Casey. Casey, unbelievable performance today. Congratulations on 3rd place, and you have won the Magaza Spirit Award. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
I'm actually over the moon. It's incredible. It's been such a long journey to get here and to come through this finish corral and be safe and sound. I'm just, over the moon. I can't express that enough.
Unbelievable. And if I'm not mistaken, this award, I think, is voted by the fellow riders. So describe how that feels to be voted in to this award by the riders, and describe kind of that camaraderie that you girls have had throughout this event.
It's unbelievable. Just like Kelly was a dear friend of mine. We did lots of trips together, and like he is one of my homies in New Zealand. So yeah, it's honestly just, I'm so overwhelmed with that, like having everyone vote for me. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm sure Kelly is looking down and very proud. Congratulations, Casey. What a day.
Yeah, Kelly.
Thank you, Nikolai. I'm down here with Chelsea Kimball. Chelsea, you are the winner of our GoPro moment. It's a dual award for you, for both the ecstatic crash, but then the pick up and be like, I'm still going to send this thing. What drove you in that moment?
I really wanted to hit the drop again, I guess. I don't know. I was so bummed about the crash. And then I wanted to finish my run. Like, I guess that's the gist of it. I wanted to finish my run.
Well, you finished it with a bang. Congratulations to you. And congratulations just on an incredible week. I'm sure for the little girl who first discovered, well, not even little girl, young adult, who first discovered mountain biking, hitchhiking on the way to your grandparents?
Yep. My first ride out of Mesa, Arizona was a guy heading out to the edge of town to ride his mountain bike. I looked back, saw the bike, and I'm like, huh, what's that?
What does that do?
Mm-hmm.
This is what that does.
This is what it does.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I'm here with Vaea. Vaea, unreal performance today. You are the winner of the Samsung Trailblazer Award. Just means that you are a trailblazer and you've been going off out there. Just tell me how you're feeling about today.
I'm feeling great. I have no idea what just happened, but thank you. I feel amazing. Honestly, we just did our first Rampage under our belts. I'm very proud of all the girls. This is incredible to start with.
Yeah, it seems like you were so confident throughout the week, so supportive of all the girls. It seems like you girls had so much camaraderie. Speak about how it was to kind of work together as a unit to make such a successful day happen.
Yeah, thankfully, things just worked out that we could collaborate. We had to. Like, I was stressing on the first build day because it felt like I was maybe going to go away, that not many other girls were going to go, and I felt like that was going to be a lot of work for my dig team. And then bumped into Robin, and I could see her stressing about the same thing, and we were going to line up the same shoot originally. So we were like, dude, let's combine our effort and build the same trick jump afterwards. So it just trickled down from there. I collaborated with Vero and Vinny on the drops down low, so it all worked out so great, and I was able to spice it up and had more time to build, so thank God.
Well, congratulations on the Samsung Trailblazer Award. Congratulations on today. Back to you, Salema.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Nikolai. I am with Cami Noguera, Cami, you are the winner of the BFG Toughness Award. Now, I know when we talked earlier, this is not necessarily the award that you came here to win, but your ability to get up from that crash and then come back and even try to ride yesterday, I think was inspiring to so many people, and that's why you're the winner of this Toughness Award.
See, thank you so much. I'm stoked about it. Also, I'm so happy for today. I'm so happy for the girls. It's okay that I'm not riding my bike today, and it was just a privilege and an honor to watch all the ladies killing it. So I'm super happy right now.
What was it like for you mentally? You have this big crash, you go to the hospital, you get evaluated, and then just to make the decision to be like, okay, I'm going to still put everything on after just having a terrible crash and even try to think about going.
I don't know, I've been working for this for a long time. The last couple months were crazy, you know. It's the only thing that I was thinking about was Rampage, and I put so much effort. So, of course, that I wanted to do it good, you know, and I was feeling good, and yeah, I just wanted to say, and yeah, that's the Rampage is one of my biggest dreams, so I want to make it happen.
Well, I don't think that dream is over. It's just postponed temporarily until the next time.
For sure, yes. I'm not going to give up.
All right, thank you, Cami. Back to you, Nikolai.
All right, thank you, Salema. I'm here with Robin Goomes. Robin, you are the champion of the first ever Women's Red Bull Rampage. Tell me how that feels.
It doesn't feel real yet. Like, I feel like I'm living in a movie. I'm so lost for words. It's insane.
Well, you are also the winner of the Utah Sports Best Trick for your massive backflip in the middle of the ridge. I remember we talked about that flip before the run. You were nervous about the speed. You said you'd rather go big. You just did a massive flip, and it worked out. Talk to me through that flip.
I mean, thanks for the advice. Like, I was at the top, and I got one practice run this morning. I cased the jump so hard, so I didn't know if I had the speed right, and all I knew was I wanted to go faster and go bigger than Case. So that's all I was trying to do, is just maintain my speed through there, and yeah, it felt huge.
Yeah, and then, so you do the backflip up there, you do the rest of the run, and you still have the confidence to do another flip down there. How did it feel stomping that final backflip and coming through the corral?
So sick. Honestly, I feel like I blacked out most of my run. I was just like in the zone. Don't remember anything until I like landed that last flip, and then I just kind of remember screaming and jumping around.
Well, that sounds insane. Incredible composure, incredible performance, and congratulations again on best trick and first place.
I am here with Vinny Armstrong and this team of handsome gentlemen to present you with the Decked Diggers Awards. Now, the judges have decided that you guys had the best camaraderie, spirit, overall attitude, getting the job done and making others feel good as well on the mountain. So congratulations to you. First of all, I'm going to start with you, Vinny. How did you select these Magic gentlemen?
Well, obviously, I couldn't do it without my brother. My brother's amazing. He had to come. And then Jai, like, no-brainer. I ride with him a lot in Queenstown, so I knew I could trust him. And then Aiden was actually, like, last-minute decision. I met him in Canada, and he's an insane builder. Yeah.
Getting loose with the tools. What was it like just doing this with your sister?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was pretty fun. Yeah, nice to be out there digging her lines for her. Yeah, stoked.
How would you rate the experience overall, guys?
10 out of 7. It was phenomenal. Yeah, so good. Hopefully we get to come back. Pretty keen to keep digging out here in the desert. It's an unreal experience.
Yep, awesome time. I just came in last minute because Jai got pretty severe heat stroke, so I kind of subbed in. But these guys did most of the work, but I was happy to help out.
Heard about that. You good now?
Yeah, 99% now, I think. 99.
All right, hydration next time around. All right, congratulations to you guys.
And again, a huge congratulations to Robin Goomes for winning Red Bull Rampage and also the Best Trick Award. And then going back to those awards, Cami Noguera, we saw her. She was extremely tough. And in winning that Toughness Award, she also wins a pair of BFG tires. So she's walking away with something or else rolling away with something.
Yeah, what a score. Who doesn't want a new set of BFG tires on their rig? You know, there's a ton of tread left on her career. Expect to see her back for a future Red Bull Rampage.
Yeah, and congratulations to the riders. Now, if you are not done watching mountain biking, guess what? You don't have to be. So we have a movie that has come out called Anytime. I've watched it plenty of times. So take a look at a teaser because it is going to get you fired up for some more riding.
We all have our idea of what we want the sport to look like.
Still have that childhood feeling every time I drop in.
We are ready down here.
Anytime?
It's go time, man.
It's gonna be insane.
The best feeling ever.
I'm ready to go.
Anytime. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Let's keep the mountain biking going. And Cam, just final thoughts on what today meant, not only for just the mountain bike community, for the women competitors, but really just all the different generations.
It's a big day. We kind of been driving that point home so much, and there can only be one first. But I think based on the performances we saw here today, the time is right. The time is now. And although it's the first, it surely won't be the last. This is just the first page of the history of women's freeride at Red Bull Rampage.
Yeah, and to quote the words of Shirley Armstrong, Vinny Armstrong's mom, it was truly magical. So I want to take this time right now to thank all the hardworking crews that helped make this event possible, and of course the state of Utah, on behalf of the riders, their teams, Cam McCall, Salema Masekela, Nikolai Rogatkin, Red Bull Media House. I am Tina Dixon. This is just the beginning. Thank you so much for joining us. Till next time.